Oh, welcome to Temple of Truth. My name is Jeremy. I hope you're having a wonderful morning, afternoon, or night, depending on when you get to catch this live stream. And yes, we are live right now, and it is 6:44 p.m. on the East Coast on 8/4/2022. At least that's what they told us, because we know history is a lie and time has been tampered with. So we're gonna give a few minutes to see if anyone gets a chance to hop in here in the chat, and we'll go from there. If you could tell by the headline. Here we go again. Hope everyone is staying healthy and strong, doing the best that they can to heal their temples, their mind, their body, and their spirit. We are the temple of God. We are the living, walking temple, and it is time that we rise. It is time that we take our true power back, our true divinity, our true sovereignty, our responsibilities over our own life and our own survival here on this planet that once used to be the garden. And trust me, the garden is returning. It doesn't happen overnight, but it's going to happen a lot faster than you think, especially if you have eyes to see and ears to hear. I love you guys very much. If this is your first time checking us out and you like anything we talk about here, if you resonate with the energy and vibes that we are setting out, then please hit that subscribe, hit the notification bell, go ahead and drop us a comment. You can find us on other platforms like Twitter, Facebook, Discord group. We are a brand new channel. You might recognize me from a previous channel. That channel does not exist anymore. It is been shut down. We're moving in another direction. Yeah, we'll hop into the news here. I am in no way a professional in any manner. I do not give any professional advice. I am just here to report what is occurring, and we will just lay the data out as the data is presented, and you do what you need to do for you and your loved ones. If you know, you know. All right, so let's see here. Like my dancing monkeys. Dance for me, dance for me, dance for me. Oh, oh, oh. That's the song I hear in my head right now. Dance for me, dance for me, dance for me. Oh, oh, oh. I never seen anybody do the things you do before. Trying to sing in a girl voice. I can't. I can't do it. I'm sorry, people. I'm sorry. Hopefully I didn't sing anywhere good enough to where that gets me in trouble. We don't want that. We don't want a copyright for my singing. I just heard myself on my phone. Not good. Lisa Rose, welcome back. I'm glad you found us. Very glad to have you with us. Hit those like buttons, guys. Hopefully we'll get a couple more. I'm gonna tweet this out real quick and get it on to. All right. All right, so here we go, guys. As of just a little while ago, it says New York Times is reporting that as it spreads, the U.S. declares a health emergency. Okay, so D.C. to offer walk-up MPVs. So here we go again. You better make the choice that's best for you. This channel is not going to tell you one way or another what to do. That's not my place to do. Okay, you get all the information you need, talk to the people you need to, and you do what you feel you need to do. I'm just here to let you know that here we go again. And I'm sure they have all the answers already lined up. Everything's already. Don't worry, they got you. Don't worry, they got you. If you know, you know. Don't worry. Nothing to worry about. Nothing to see here. Let's put this in the Discord real quick. Let people know that we're here. We're hanging out. The shorts have been doing great ever since I started putting these shorts out. Definitely got some new subscribers joining in and chatting with me, leaving comments. I'm grateful for all of those people that have subscribed to Temple of Truth here recently on both platforms. I've been getting the reels have been doing well on I get a lot of views on Facebook and the YouTube Shorts as well. Of course, there's some trolls out there, and I love you. Um, so we're not gonna hate on the trolls. We're gonna let them do their thing. But for those who've been leaving the wonderful positive comments, I can't thank you enough. It really makes my day. I'm glad I can inspire you or be a synchronicity in your life towards confirmation of what you already knew. That is what I'm here for. The more of us that unify in a common ground, the easier it is for other people to realize that, hey, you know what? I don't have to be miserable. I don't have to keep blaming everything else. I don't have to blame other people for where my life. I can take control of this. I can change the things that I don't like. Nothing happens overnight. Rome wasn't built in a day. And as you're seeing right now, it's not being destroyed in one day. It's taken a couple years, but you're watching Rome fall. You're watching Babylon fall, whatever you want to call it. It's the Roman Empire. It's been the Roman Empire. And it's fallen right now. And these entities are playing their game. And let them play their game. You don't have to be a part of it. You do not have to be a part of it. You do have choices. Tough choices have to be made right now. I'm not saying that the choices that people are having to make to escape the matrix or walk away from the beast system and take sovereignty back are not difficult. These addictions and this enabling the system that has enabled people to become lesser of themselves, it's not easy to walk away from. And wait till they throw out the universal basic income. It's going to be even harder to get people. I mean, they can't wait to push that out. Trust me. I mean, they're throwing every bit of money they can away to blow up your economy so they can, say, oh, well, no one, you don't have any money? Here, we'll just give you some now. But you got to do this, and this in order to get it. What are those circumstances going to be? I tell you what, I'm not going to allow anyone to tell me I have to do anything in order to provide food or shelter of myself. I'm going to start teaching myself some skills that the schools should have been teaching us a long time ago. But there it is. It is. And you know what's funny? Let's see if it's even trending on Twitter yet. Because okay, so there it is. It's finally here. It wasn't here just a moment ago. Let's see if it's trending now. Okay, so we'll look at some of these other subjects as well. I guess you could say give it time, but not even the bots have got it trending. And that's the thing you got to remember about these trending things, guys. Just because you think that one subject is being the most talked about subject in the world, look, they can put whatever subject they want up there. Bots and things influence this. If you followed the Elon Musk Twitter thing, which that was nothing but a big distraction, right? It was just another thing to distract you, just another thing to talk about and argue about for a week or two, and then you're fed up, and then they'll give you the next storyline, the next actor, celebrity, politician, event, Nancy Drunken Pelosi, whatever. They'll throw something out there for you to get you arguing. Mall of America, here we go. You see this trending, and you already know what it is. You already know what it is. What is the Senate trying to do right now? They're going they're going after the AR ban, and then you're going to have these all happening right there at the time, so they can, say like, see, we told you we needed to do this. It's just what they do. It's just what they do. It's their system. It's their system. It's not your system. It was never your system. Okay, remember that. Yeah, so nobody's even really talking about it yet. We'll see. We'll see where it goes. We'll see where it goes. Oh. All right. Whoop. Well, I hope you guys are having a great... How was everyone's day so far? We probably got 2 or 3 people in here. We got 3 people. Yeah, okay. Lisa, how have things been for you? Where are you located again? I try and keep track of where people are located so I can get the feel of the feel of the energy out there in different areas. Like how are people acting? How are people treating one another? Are you seeing positive change, positive influence? Are you seeing a lot of fear and anger? Are you seeing a lot of robotic type interactions? Are you seeing signs of love and yeah, love and positivity? That's what I'm hoping, because you know that's what we waiting on. You're in the Dallas area. Okay, I used to be a Cowboys fan when I used to vote for laundry or root for laundry. Like, how dumb are people with sports? Like, it's so dumb. You're rooting for a piece of laundry. Like, when it boils down to it, you're arguing with other fan bases over a piece of laundry. Like, this is the laundry for me. This star right here on this jersey and helmet, that's my marker. That's what I'm identifying with. Man, sports are so dumb. So dumb. Okay, yep, I'm not seeing anything. I'm not seeing anything about it. It's very, hey, very mild reaction to it right now. We'll see how it goes. First case was detected on May 6, 2022. So that was 5/6/2022. To an individual with travel links to Nigeria. It's always Africa, isn't it? Why is all disease come from Africa? Do you notice that? It always seems like everything roots back to Africa. Think about that. I don't think it all adds up. But it is what it is. Oh, the designation will free up emergency funds and lift some bureaucratic hurdles, but many experts fear containment may no longer be possible. Okay. Okay. There it is. It says President Biden's health secretary on Thursday declared the growing outbreak a national health emergency, a rare designation. Seems pretty frequently here recent. Seems like everything's an executive order anymore. Like there's a conversation about anything, right? It's like when these leaders of these worlds want to do something, they just sign off. And don't you know that's the way it's always been? They gave you the illusion that things were being debated and argued, but anytime they want something done, those doors close, and you're not in the room. The cameras are no longer there. They just get it done, right? Like all this money that's being just printed off and sent out, it's just gone. We'll just sign this little piece of paper. If you think that you have to listen to people who just sign a piece of paper, you're not free, are you? You're not free. I don't care what nation you think you live in. And this whole American heroic BS has got to die. People that think that this country has been a hero to other nations, you obviously aren't going to see what those other nations look like after we've been there. Resources depleted, cities demolished, bodies just lining up. America's not this great police heroic force you think it is. You got to stop with that. And this is no disrespect to the soldiers. You were as indoctrinated as anyone else, but at a certain point in time, information is available. There's no excuse anymore. You have to look at the reality. But then again, there's multiple realities going on right now, right? So that's their reality. Yeah. I guess that's the quandary we're in. But let's see. It says the declaration comes more than 1 week after the World Health Organization, them and the WEF seem to be the twin towers of the world right now. Twins, huh? The twin towers of the world. Interesting. The new twin towers. The declaration comes more than 1 week after the World Health Organization. That was a fraudulent slip. They are some whores. Excuse my language. I am so sorry, but it is just a word. Declared a global health emergency over the outbreak, and it gives federal agencies power to direct money. Why is it always about money? Why do we think we can fix everything with money, right? We print more of it. Whoops. We print more of it, more of it, more of it, and more of it, right? We just print more money. And more problems keep piling up for these people. They get bigger and bigger and bigger. And more problems, more problems. You know, there was a song about that. And it was called More Money, More Problems. Oh, actually, Mo Money, Mo Problems. Rest in peace, Biggie. And unfortunately, it had the dancing man all up in the videos. You all up in the videos, P. Diddy. Yeah, so I guess we'll continue with the article. But it's always about money. To direct money toward developing and evaluating drugs, to access emergency funding, and to hire additional workers to help manage the outbreak, which began in May. Thesis, antithesis, synthesis. Problem, another problem, solution already ready. Okay. To access emergency funding, money. It's always that. And to hire additional workers to help manage the outbreak, which began in May. We're prepared to take our response to the next level. The next level. Keywords. Addressing this situation. And we urge every American to take it seriously. The Health Secretary, Javier Becerra, whatever, said at his news briefing. Okay. It says it is transmitted mostly during close physical contact. So you know what that's going to mean. More of the same coming back at you. Here we go. Okay, well, there's the article. You guys can read up about it. I just want to, report it, acknowledge it. This is coming from mainstream media. I am not here to tell you anything about it other than that it is happening. I'm not a professional here. I am more of a neutral presenter, and I do a lot of things for entertainment purposes. So leave me alone, YouTube. Okay? I'm just presenting information. That's it. Okay? That's all we're doing here. Dance for me, dance for me, dance for me. Oh. All right. So we'll leave that alone. It is what it is. It is what it is, guys. I will tell you that all of us should be focused on our health right now. It is extremely important. Everyone should be focused on their health. I believe there's a lot that goes into that. I believe that eating properly, healthy, fresh foods, knowing what ingredients are actually in the products that you buy, drinking healthy, clean water, vitamins and supplements if you feel you need them, plenty of fresh air and sunshine and exercise, meditation, healthy sleep. There's a lot of things that we should be focused on right now. Meditation, mindfulness, a lot of things. Health is extremely important, and I believe there needs to be an emphasis on health. I think that there needs to be a broader discussion on all of the things that we could be doing. And that's just from someone who has put health as their top priority, hence being called the Temple of Truth here at this channel. That is nothing to shun at. Our health is extremely important, and it should be the most important thing people are focusing on. Getting healthy, and that includes the mind and the heart and healing traumas and forgiving yourself. You cannot love yourself and love the world if you don't forgive yourself. And so many of the things that we create in our mind, in this construct of a character that we play, are illusions. They're false narratives. They're other people's perceptions, or perceptions that we project that we think other people are going to think about us. And again, that's that power of thought and mind. It's a very powerful thing. And so is what you say. So that being said, I'm be careful about what I say, you know. Let's see. Iceland is still dealing with it out there with these volcanic eruptions. Earth is going through its thing too. You know, it's not just you. Okay, Earth is dealing with some stuff. Animals are so smart and conscious. They have they have much more intelligence and emotion, and they deserve so much better than people give them credit for. They are equals in so many ways to us. Who are we? Who are we as humans? Look at this. If every 8-year-old in the world is taught meditation, we will eliminate violence from the world within 1 generation. I always thought it would take about 2 generations to heal the world, but hey, you know, that's the Dalai Lama. Not that, hey, look, again, don't put all the stock in anyone just because they have a title. We know the popes, the Dalai Lamas, and all them. They've taken the revenue from certain agendas as well. So you just take the message, not the messenger, including me, because I'm just the guy in the mystery machine. You know, I'm gonna be the new Shaggy. They keep messing with Shaggy. I got my Adam's apple. You might not see it all that often, and now that I'm losing all this weight, you'll see it more. But if you know what I'm talking about. This is Shaggy Scooby-Doo. A little controversy that people were talking about the other day. Yeah, that's why I wore. Because here we go again, right? Here we go. So let's hop in the mystery machine, because here we go again. So I thought I'd wear the Scooby-Doo today. But yeah, meditation. I mean, if you have control over your emotions and you don't allow yourself to get attached to possessions, and that includes people and relationships. I mean, how many fights happen over literally, like, no offense, women, but how many fights happen over, like, fighting over a woman? Look at the story of Troy. We'll just use the story of Troy. I mean, how many wars and fights and stuff you think, like, literally happen over people not being able to control their emotion because they feel like they have ownership over something? It's the theft of anything. We're not going to put it all on women, but I'll tell you, women, you have the ultimate power to change the world. If you change the perception on what you find attractive and what kind of men that you want in your life, men are going to aspire to be that. If you want strong, loving men, then make sure that your gift, and you know what I'm talking about, your gift, is not given to anything else but the kind of the power of the woman has been taken away and eliminated from our history. That's why it's called his story. It's his story because we've eliminated her story. We totally forgot about the divine feminine and her power. I mean, hello, who gives the birth? Who is the portal to this world? Women, you are the portal to this world. You are the thing that allows life to cycle back into this place. If you don't like the kind of life you are seeing around, close up shop until you have reestablished power. Okay? That's some deep truths right there for the women. You have so much power in this. You want the gang banging tough guys, you know? You want the womanizers. Is that what you is are you going to repeat that cycle because you think so lowly of yourself? Or are you finally going to love yourself, take back your power, and show men, you know what? You want the most beautiful gift, reproduction, and things like that. I'm sorry, yeah. Oh my God, women are the ones that give birth. I should go get a pregnancy test. I'm feeling pregnant. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Bethany comes up in the chat all loud with the vibes, saying, "Hey y'all, how you doing? We're doing great, Bethany. I hope you're doing great. Hope you're having a beautiful day down there in Arkansas." And as you've seen by the title of the stream, there has been a new national emergency declared. So we were just reading up on it and presenting the factual information with no judgment or criticism of what is going on. We're just talking about the truth, people. That's it. Leave us alone. All food must go to the lab before testing. Well, when you find out that most of your food is coming from a lab, it's got a little dark humor to it. Oh my God, it's a whole lot of muscle. Makes me feel like all the working out I've been doing has been for none. No, I'm kidding. It takes time. It takes time, people. I see that kind of stuff, and I'm like, I don't ever want to be that big, but I'm gonna stay motivated. I'm gonna get nice and strong and cut. Get back to where I was in my like late 20s. You know, I'm 40 now. Not doing so bad for 40. Not doing so bad. We're gonna get better though. Can always continue to get better, right? Man, they just... I just don't understand what the whole... Why do drag queens need to read to children? I just don't understand the correlation of it promoting acceptance or anything like that. Don't you want to be accepted by your peers? Your peers aren't children. I just don't understand it. I know so many people are arguing about it and upset about it, and I'm just like, why do they need to do this to begin with? I'll just start there. If you know, you know. Oh, it says CERN has a machine called Alice. Down the rabbit hole. Of course it would. In the 100. Oh yeah, I've seen the show 100, yeah. There's an AI named Allie that destroys the world and puts everyone in a utopia-like simulations. Its logo is almost identical to the meta. It's the infinity. It's the infinity circle. You're in the loop. In the loop. No matter what, if you don't break free from the matrix, you come back, right? Yeah, that's a good show. I actually love the 100. It's got a lot. Oh man, it's got a lot of esoteric stuff in the 100. Symbolism is rampant in the show The 100. You've got CERN. You've got energy anomalies and portals, and you've got how do I put it? Different bloodlines, kind of like the red blood, blue blood type stuff. They call it night blood in that show. Yeah, there's just so much. I mean, it's really a good show. Really, really good show. I liked it. You can watch it on Netflix. Look at that dog. Poor dog. Poor dog's like, it's not working. I sprinkle that shit on everything. Turmeric, I'm like, I sprinkle turmeric on everything. I did look into Red Mercury a little bit. There's not a lot of information about it. I actually looked into it a little bit earlier. Okay, so red mercury is found in nuclear weapons, right? So red mercury. All right. So it says this is Wikipedia's definition of it. Okay, it's purportedly a substance of uncertain composition used in the creation of nuclear weapons. Some people say they exist. Some people say they don't. As well as other weapon systems. Because of the great secrecy surrounding the development and manufacturing of nuclear weapons, there is no proof that red mercury exists. However, all samples of alleged red mercury analyzed in the public literature have proven to be well known. Common red substances of no interest to weapon makers. Red mercury is therefore considered a hoax perpetrated by con artists who sought to take advantage of gullible buyers on the black market for arms. There have been reports of red mercury on the international black market since 1979, but the hoax seems to have been most common in the early 1990s with very high asking prices. Okay, so that's their little synopsis definition on red mercury. If you Google red mercury Egypt, now it does say, now they're calling it a myth here because that's BBC. Okay, so, but they're saying that some believe it has magical healing elixir found buried in the mouths of ancient Egyptian mummies. Or it could be a powerful nuclear. Now, there's a song by Imagine Dragons that's called Radioactive. And you've seen an anime where they they charge up their superpower, they go nuclear. You've heard the tune I'm about to go nuclear. Well, you are radioactive. You are a star, just like the sun and all that. Like, as above, so below. You are radioactive. So, what if this was for you as a radioactive entity? What if it does have the... And again, our ancient cultures are far smarter and superior than we are right now. Everyone still thinks that we're ascending to our climax when we've been descending for a long time. We got away from the natural and we got into the artificial matrix, and we think that because what we see and all the technologies that we see, this phone we have in our hand is the apex of human civilization. But then if you actually take your eyes and you go look at the structures remaining from the old worlds, and you read the way they used to write, the music they used to create, the symphonies, the buildings they created, the way they used to speak, the way they just knew things about the anatomy, about our universe, we're nowhere near their level. But if you're going to continue to listen to his story and not use your own ability to think, to analyze, to collect data, to not ignore what you see with your eyes when you see it, okay. But it says, in 2018, in Upper Egypt, the so-called Red Mercury fever has emerged again. People obsessed with the substance have been looking for it in bats. Okay. It's almost reminded me of that Adreno thing. I'm starting to see comparisons to like a red substance that's healing. And you know they always want to find an alternative to nature's version of things, right? The way you're supposed to do things, they want to find another way. Says Egypt arrests 6 individuals while selling red mercury. That was back in 2018. Egypt security forces yesterday arrested 6 individuals while they were selling red mercury worth $1.4 million. And we had watched those videos. Hey. I'm gonna have to find them on my thing. All right, we'll scroll down until I can find it. I'd found a couple more clips on here as well, but I didn't find really too. I mean, it seems like it's a kind of re-emerging revelation that is kind of coming back, and I'm sure there will be more details coming soon about it. But there's definitely history about it. It's definitely an antiquity. And we know so much of our world and symbolism and deities and all sorts of things come from a lot of Egyptian history. I swear the guy's name was Strange Roots. And I thought I had... What am I doing? Let me go to profile. Sometimes I needs to be smarter. It's not going to be under media. It's going to be under tweets. Oh. Before we go back into... This is, again, Strong Roots. It was Strong Roots, not Strange Roots. It's Strong Roots. There you go. This is the guy we were looking for. So, hey, New Jersey Jeep Girl, welcome back. Hey, Jaleel, welcome back. I hope you guys are having a great time. Hope you guys are having a beautiful, beautiful day. We started off the stream talking about, of course, that the powers to be have declared another national emergency. So prepare yourself in whatever way you feel is best for whatever you think might be coming. I'm not here to make predictions or assumptions. I'm here to just relay the information, and that's what we did. We relayed the information. We read the article. You can watch that at the beginning. But yes, here we go again. I sang a little bit for you guys. I did the Dance Monkey song, because if you know, you know. So, but we were talking about copper, and we'll get back into Red Mercury in just a second. But we were talking about copper tools yesterday for gardening, right? Here is another tip about copper and how you can wrap it around wooden sticks and stick it in the ground and create this this wonderful electromagnetic flow. And I'll let them explain it since it's their video, but we'll watch that real quick.
People were asking, what can I do with the electroculture? How do I do this? And how do I get the harnessing of the earth? And here you go. Perfect example. You could take a little piece of wood, you could wrap some copper right around there, place that right into the dirt, and that will work like an antenna that will gather ether, which is the energy that's all around us that Nikola Tesla, Wilhelm Reich, Victor Schauberger, and all these people talked about. And that energy will then come down into the dirt. It will magnetize the dirt, so the dirt will become stronger. And this is a plant that's just put on the balcony. So this is nothing even in the earth. This is just on the balcony, but you can do this with your plants on the earth as well too, and it will enhance the magnetism. Basically what happens is our soil starts to get dried out because the magnetism of the soil, it starts to deplete and it pretty much becomes dead. There's no more life force or ether inside that soil, so we need to reestablish that and harness that and bring that back. And this is a simple technique you can use. We put up more techniques on our website, cultivateelevate.com, but you can...
There you go. Another great tip for the gardeners there. If you want to produce healthy, vibrant, energy, food full of good energy, there are things we can do. Okay? This is a cool invention. As we're scrolling down, we'll get to more of Strong Roots. Look at that. That's from 1899. It said it got up to 70 miles per hour. If you don't know about the steampunk era, our lost history, and it goes with Tartaria and all that, and previous resets. There you go. Look at that. Look at that. pretty wild. Man, he's got a rocket bike. All right, so more about, okay, so strong roots. Was it him about the Mercury? Let's scroll down. Wow, what's this? Look at that. Cool little lighter. That's cool. Neat. Neat, neat, neat. Ow. Where? Oh, here we go. Yep. So this is really all I've been able to find, and again, it's really interesting that it literally, okay, so garlic repels it, but gold attracts it. Garlic is known for repelling what? Vampires? It's interesting. It's red. I don't know, we'll keep our eye on it. But I couldn't find very much about it. I did look into it before I came online, and that's why I didn't label anything about the show being about Red Mercury, because it just didn't seem like it was going to be an in-depth topic to discuss. So hit that like button for me. I love you guys. I know there's only 5 of you in there, but you can hit that like button. You can say hello in the chat. It was really good to see New Jersey Jeep Girl pop back in here. Haven't seen her in a while. Haven't seen Lisa Rose in a while. We always love when Jaleel and Bethany come back. So let's see what else Strong Roots has got for us. Oh yeah, we all know the world map's a lie. We all know all that's a lie. Horticulture. Huge crops with aid of electricity. That's what I'm saying. This whole lack of abundance is just people just don't pay attention. Again, I'll say, look at all the food that's thrown away daily by a restaurant, daily by a grocery store, just thrown away. There's so much abundance, it's retarded. How we buy into these scarcity fearmonger campaigns. And we're not even growing things the way we should be growing it. That's what I'm saying. Like, man. Can you imagine your yields? Like 1 potato or 1 tomato being like, 3 times the size and 10 times as healthy. More salads you can make to pass around and stuff like that. I'm just saying, it's a great time to be alive if you're paying attention to the right things. Yeah, there's nothing new under the sun. Nothing new under the sun. Robots back in the day. It's the Tin Man. Wizard of Oz. You got the Tin Man. No, I don't want to see it. I don't want to see anything negative. We already got our fill for negative. We already got our fill for the negative.
In downtown El Paso right now. And isn't it funny how little the average person knows about how our money is created and what it even is? So if someone told you that they went to the gym for 8 hours a day for 45 years straight, but they were still out of shape and didn't know anything about working out, it'd be pretty absurd, right? Well, why do people go to work for 8 hours a day trying to acquire money for about 45 years straight, And most people don't know a goddamn thing about money. They don't know about investments. They don't know about debt, savings. They don't know about the creation of money. So just doesn't anybody else find that odd that we are giving the best years, the best moments of our life for this little piece of paper that, oh, by the way, is covered in occult symbology? You know, we just have the fucking all-seeing eye on top of the pyramid where it says Novo Ordo Seclorum, which roughly translates to New World Order. So why do you wake up in the morning? Money. Why do you go to a job that you probably don't like? Money. It's the main driving force in most people's life, and yet most people don't know a thing about it. It's just very perplexing to me, you guys.
I mean, that's because this is the way the system was designed. You're not supposed to know about the creation and how to create your own wealth. But those kind of things are being disclosed, and people are waking up. Yeah, look. Again, I was just talking about it. Look at all the food that's just thrown away. Look at all the food just thrown away. Just. But there's no food for the hungry. The TV told me that if I pay money to the government, weather will be gooder. I believe it. Oh, gotta love the bunnies. I tried to give a praying mantis out on my flowers water earlier. Like I saw in a video of a guy who was giving this praying mantis water. My praying mantis was not having it. My praying mantis was like ready to kung fu me. I was like, bruh, you acting like I'm a female trying to bite your head off. This is a PSA for anyone who's going to be practicing the sacred secretion meditation. Let me tell you, the devil comes for you. The devil, whatever you want to call it, temptation. Temptation will come for you as you get closer. So the sexual retention, the food cravings, all those things will amp up as you get closer to having your energy ascend and that chrism oil ascend. Even in your dreams. Okay? So you better be mindful of your thoughts. Meditate. Keep strong, because I promise you, even in your dreams, will you be tempted? I found that out last night. I woke up and was like, whoa, where'd that dream come from? Had me twisted. It was like, nah, not today, Satan, not today. I'm saving my energy. My energy shall rise. You not killing the Christ in me. My people. I'm just hanging out right now, guys. I wasn't sure how long I was going to be on, or if I really had anything much to talk about other than, I wanted to get on and throw that alert out there real quick, and we could have a chat afterwards. Right now, I'm just scrolling. I wasn't on much social media today. Kind of rested it up on the couch after my exercise and walk. I overdid it a little bit before going for my walk. I was like, okay. Even I'm like, I need to get back inside and get some water real quick. Because I don't take a water bottle with me. It's something I should probably do. But I hadn't needed it. But today I felt like, man, I really didn't prepare for my walk properly. I didn't drink enough water ahead of time after the workout. So I was out there feeling it. I had this nice lady. She didn't want to come out. I wonder if she's still scared of everything. But she was banging on her while I'm out there picking up the litter like I do. You know, I got my little stick that someone gave me, the little, litter picker upper. And I got my bag, and I'm out there, and I'm picking up the stuff around her house, and all of a sudden I hear bang, 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 bang. I look over, and she's like, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Little Filipino lady. And I'm like, I just bow to her. I'm like, you're very welcome. Thank you for the acknowledgement. But I mean, a normal person would have just cracked open their door and said, hey, thank you. But it was like she was locked in front. And it's the same house that her husband's car has the Freemason thing on the back. And the little Freemason symbol with the G and the compass and square. And he's a part of some lodge. I keep hoping I'll run into him while I'm on my walk. Because I got some questions. I'm going to say some things. Because apparently they're supposed to be very opening and like, not forthcoming about everything, but like if you ask the right questions, it's almost as if they can't lie. But you just have to use the words the right way. You have to ask the right questions in the right way. I'm going to blow his mind. I'm going to be all up in that esoteric motherfucker. I'll be like, hey, let's talk about some things. What you think about what's going on right now, what's coming down the pipeline? I tried to join a Freemason society once. Someone I went to high school with, they found me on Facebook years later. And apparently he was an active member. And it was right when I was starting to go through all my awakening stuff, and I was looking into all this stuff. And again, I believe there are good and bad of everything. There are good brotherhoods that are literally getting together and like they do like share ways to improve each other's lives and each other's family lives, and they share tips on how to make money and all sorts of things. They really do work as a brotherhood. And then there are nefarious groups that get together and plot against other people. You just have to be aware of what kind of people you have gotten around, and if they're bad, get away from them. But I didn't hear anything back after starting the initial process. I sent the email and everything. I think I put too much information about what I already knew in the email, and they were like, oh no, he knows too much already. We won't be able to use him. He's not going to be able to do any humiliation rituals. That was odd. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. At least that's what they say. Well, what's this guy saying? See if we can watch it. Oh, yeah. Everything's causing you to have issues now. They said you fall asleep for too long, you're too happy. Nothing is good for you anymore. Like apparently there's nothing in this world that's good for you anymore. They don't talk about anything positive or reinforcing. They don't talk about anything good anywhere on your television anymore. It does not exist. That's why we say kill the TV. Turn it off. Turn the damn thing off. Especially if you're still in the beginning portions of your awakening, it's just gonna frustrate you. You're gonna wanna argue with people. You're gonna wanna try and wake them up, and it's not going to happen like that. It's not going to happen. Divisiveness is that's their tool. That's why they have all the divisiveness out there. It's not. Yeah, look at this. Covering up your camera could damage your laptop. Are you serious? That's what I say to that. Are you kidding me? Covering up your camera is going to harm your laptop. They sell the covers for a reason. Covering up. Why would they tell you that? You guys keep putting these Alexas and all this other stuff in your house. You just open the door for them. That's all. Do you want to be the next Truman Show or Squid Game? Like, do you want to be the next Black Mirror? Is that? I mean, I guess a lot of people do. I mean, it's heck. It might be exactly what people I get. Yeah, the TikTok age. I'm sitting here trying to make shorts, trying to reach people, because it seems like the only way you can reach people anymore is through these damn devices, and I hate it. I hate it. I think it's about time I find myself a way to just get out there, find a way to start helping outside in the real world. I don't want to be a part of any church or anything. Maybe I could fake it and try and lead breadcrumbs, and I could infiltrate from within. They'd be like, why is Brother Jeremy always so happy? He got all this energy. Why is his relationship with the Most High so good? Why is he always feeling all this love? Can I tell you that the Christ is within you? Can I tell you have all the power? What do you mean that's blasphemy? Hey, you asked. Let me know when you're ready to hear more. I'll be the super spy. I'm taking over. Now I gotta make a video about I gotta make a short about the private jet thing. There's a reason why celebrities laugh and they don't care about the private jet thing when it comes to being attacked for their private jets. It's because the jets aren't taking fuel. They're not taking fuel. They don't care. Like, everyone wants to be like, now war machines and like fighter jets and stuff like that are using extreme propulsion for speed, that might be different. I don't know. But the proof is in the pudding for commercial jets using vacuum propulsion to just cruise through the air. It's aerodynamics and propulsion. It has nothing to do with fuel and being pushed forward. And you can look at all. We looked at the just the mathematics of where you would put all that fuel in those thin little wings. It ain't happening. It's impossible. But they charge you half of your ticket price is for fuel. It's like the person who argued with me when I was talking about skin cancer is not caused by the sun. It's caused by the things you consume and the products you put on yourself, not the sun. We lived millennia under the sun. But the environment's changing. Okay, you keep going with that. The environment's always changing, right? We're not going to argue that. But they were like, just give me one reason why they would tell us. Just one reason why they would tell us that the sun causes skin cancer, but it doesn't. I'm like, money. I'm like, they sell you millions, if not billions of dollars in these products, causing the problem. And then they have the solution in their facilities to treat it for billions of dollars. Like, there was no response after that. I think the breadcrumb was laid, the light bulb, and then I started getting a bunch of likes from other people. It's like it's always money, control, money, control. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. And with the more money you have, the more control you have. Because you can buy your puppets, your experts, right? Well, follow the money. It's always the first thing. 9.5 years. Brittany Griner got 9.5 years. Again, this is a distraction story. I don't care one way or the other. I have no personal interest in it. Because if you're going to get upset about someone who was in another country with laws that were written, and again, I don't believe you have to follow any law. But if you don't know how to go in there and fight that, if you don't know how to go down there and smash down maritime admiralty law, and you don't know how to play their game and walk out as a I am and not a citizen or a name, you walk out as I am. You don't allow them to trick you into being something that you are not. This illusionary name, this illusionary serial number, social security number, birth certificate. You don't allow that. If you don't know those things, then you have to deal with repercussions, right? Okay. I don't think it's fair, but if we're gonna get her free, her, him, whatever it is, I'm not familiar with the pronouns. Then you better start freeing all the people in this country that are locked up for petty marijuana crimes. All of our jails are overflooded, especially African Americans. I don't know what is I don't know what politically correct is anymore. I don't care what you want to be called. Natives, you can call them natives because some people think they're the Moors. A lot of proof on that. If you don't know, you know. You should probably look into the Moors and another portion of potential lost history. The rabbit holes are deep, guys. But you better start freeing all these people here in these privately owned prisons that are making money off these people for these petty crimes. You better free them up. If you're going to even think about exchanging prisoners, and look at the prisoner that they're going to exchange, that they were considering exchanging for this person. It was like an arms dealer or something like that. Where's the comparison? If you don't understand that it's just another part of the show, it's another distraction piece, that this person's playing a character in a role, I don't believe for 1 second that this person actually is in jail or harm or anything. I believe it's another distraction piece. It's just another news topic to circulate, to get people to spend their day typing away, yapping away, arguing, debating, conflicting. It's just another thing. Just like this Alex Jones crap that's going on right now. It's just like this right here. It's just another distraction. Just like the Johnny Depp Amber Heard thing, another distraction. They were playing roles, fake money figures, fake tears. They were playing, it's all a role. They picked the pretty little lawyer on purpose, going up against, a mumbling Biden-like lawyer, mumbling and can't be coherent and looks lost doing her job. It's all scripted. None of it is real. None of it has any actual merit. These people. I'm just doing my job. For who? Who? Police officers, military people. Who are you protecting? Who are you actually serving? Do you really think you're serving the people, or are you serving an industry, a corporation, a select few? You are the ones that stand in between true revolution, a true change in the world. You got to put down your hero complex or your bully complex, because you got one or the other. There are two types of people that go into these workforces. You're either got the hero complex and you want to save people, even if they don't think they need saving. Or you're a bully and you want to harm people and you want to have the stick and the badge and the gun to do so. Whether you're going overseas to do it or you're staying here and you're doing it in, well, you most likely don't do it in your own neighborhoods, and that now police systems are designed like that. You don't patrol your own neighborhoods because that's a danger. Shouldn't you be held accountable by the people you see every day if you're going to police anyone? It should be the people that can look you in the eyes, know your family, know your friends, know where your kids are, where they go to school, because you aren't going to screw people over when you have that sense of involvement. You got things to consider now. The well-being of your family. If I'm going to be out there doing people wrong, wrong could come to me. I probably don't want to be out there doing people wrong. You police officers are the ones that need to lay the badges and the guns down and say, we're not going to do this for you people anymore. And that trust of protection is going to come from a much greater source. Brittany G is the man, you say, huh? They can dunk, kind of, sometimes. I remember that being all the hype when they were coming out of college. Baylor. I used to follow sports very much. Very much. I was the lead bartender at a prominent sports bar for a long time. Multiple sports bars. A lot of different sports bars. But the BWW for a while down in Fort Collins, Colorado. I do miss Fort Collins. It's a beautiful area. Beautiful area. You are what you eat. You are what you eat. Ain't that the truth? I just keep cycling out the same thing. Another Predator movie? Good Lord. Keep cycling things over and over and over. It's easier. It's easier than paying people for new creations. And we know there's nothing new under the sun, but you know what I'm trying to say. And another one bites the dust. And another one. They all keep getting it. Wish them the best. Let me stop. I do wish everyone the best. I do. Yeah, it seems like it's a pretty boring day on social media. Nothing real fancy going on. Let's see if it started gaining any traction here. And this fool, Dick Cheney. Oh no, football season's back. Here we go. Just in time. Like, this is when they'll start, because football dominates so much of the American psyche. And like, between gambling and fantasy football, it really is a powerhouse distraction. So this will be the time where they'll start the shenanigans, because people will be all nice and distracted. The Blue Angels. It's that time of the year, isn't it? I remember going to the Blue Angels shows. We live right here where I'm at. There is a naval base. So my father was retired Navy, or is retired Navy. So we used to go to the Blue Angel shows. Look at that guy. We know him. We know that guy. He's awesome. This is all my stuff. Where's my... Let's go here. It's going to be us. This is going to be us when society collapses. All right? We're going to be out with our instruments. No, we won't even need electronics. We're going to be hillbillies. Beware, guys. Look at this stuff that's popping up. Okay? Look at this stuff that's popping up right here. This is coolers that have cameras on them and voice activations. And it says, if you go to the Walgreens article, which we will do, but there's the video that they're already in stores. If you actually go to Walgreens, hold on. Let me pause that. Oops. Walgreens debuts digital cooler screens. Technology has once again gone too far. Walgreens is rolling out more and more digital fridge and freezer door for cooler screens. And one of the articles I read earlier said flat out that they're looking to track customers' purchases. They want to, and this is why those little saver cards were created. That's all. They're going to replace the saver cards. These saver cards were created to track what you are buying, to know what you are buying, for marketing and all sorts of different things. But they literally want to know every aspect of your life, from inside of you to outside of you. They want to know everything. Is said to be identity blind and does not capture or store personal data on its shoppers. That's a lie. That's not what the last article I read said. But there it is. They're already going into the stores. You've seen where Amazon One has got you paying with your palm scan and everything. Welcome to the new age, to the new age. It's going to be interesting to see where everything settles here. When the dust settles, it's going to be interesting to see what kind of world has been created. Because they're definitely pushing their version of the new world. Here's Dr. Andreas Moritz explains why sunglasses can lead to skin cancer. Well, let's hear about this. I don't even think I remember hearing this one. Let's see what the guy's got to say, you know?
Introduced sunglasses, which, by the way, started triggering a massive increase of cancers. Now, what people say has sunglasses to do with cancer? Well, it has everything to do with cancer. You are filtering out certain rays of the sun which are supposed to enter. You're blocking them out. And the pineal gland, which receives the light in a different color formation, that means the entire spectrum of light, it is necessary for the body to have that light. That's why we have a lens that breaks down the white light into 7 colors. It gets encoded with, these colors get encoded with chemicals in the pineal gland, and then they pass to the different parts of the body which are needed for basic metabolic processes. And you make blood, red light is involved in that. You make bile, green light is involved in. So there are many different things that we need. Now also you have to allow UV light to come in. When you do that, you are producing a hormone in the brain that is responsible for the melanin production in your skin. So that's where your skin protection occurs. If you are not producing that, your skin becomes susceptible to even sunlight.
So if you're not getting the UVs through your
Yes.
eyes and the pineal gland.
Let's say you wear sunshades. You were scared of the sun now because
There you go. Look, I made a video about not wearing sunglasses just recently. And it had nothing to do with this video. It had other information I had come across that had nothing to do with skin cancer. It had to do with your brain development and your energy levels and things like that. I had no idea about that, but it doesn't shock me at all. Again, the more we extract or what's the word I was looking for? The more we hide, for a simple layman's term, from nature, the worse we've gotten. The more we get away from nature and all its healing properties and all of its natural nutrients, the worse we have gotten. But all that's changing.
I was an evil ruler, and I wanted to create mental illness. What would I do? I'd create American society with fast food restaurants everywhere, with food deserts, with this notion that alcohol is a health food, or marijuana is innocuous, or the news is in fact the news, because the news is not the news. The news is a marketing device for advertisers. I was an evil...
Only way I know for somebody who has time.
Yeah, I was a big marijuana user, and the more and more I research and the more and more I just think about it logically, like the big boom of legalization out of nowhere, I think it was really pumped to make people complacent for what's going on right now. I think it has been used to, because again, it can be medicinal. I think that CBD is probably the more positive of the two. I think THC, it does have a lot of dangerous avenues that it can take you down. Again, it is far better than so many different other options, especially if you're dealing with pain or something like that. But I truly feel the more I'm looking at how complacent a lot of people are, it's because they can just go get their bag of pot and come home and smoke and escape everything, not face anything, not deal with anything, not try to make anything actually better. Just continue to escape. And I loved marijuana. Like, I smoked more marijuana than probably 95% of the population. I was an all-day, everyday smoker. I mean, all day. And if you were with me, you were smoking too free of charge. I did not ever care. It was, I will go get more. Never cared. But it's going to rub people the wrong way that love marijuana hearing me say that. But the bottom line is you're still escaping from something. Why are you smoking every day? You're trying to distract. You're trying to escape. You're trying to forget about the day. What was so wrong about your day that you need to forget about it? Why aren't you changing those things? Why don't you just come home happy to just be? These are deeper questions that need to be answered. And again, physical pain and things like that, I still believe over time you can heal those with proper exercises and stretching and things. There will always be circumstantial stuff, okay? Circumstantial. But the majority of users are abusers. And that's just the truth. And when you finally are willing to look at yourself, you'll realize that too. And you'll say, yeah, you're right. I'm still trying not to think about this thing that happened to me 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago. This decision I made or whatever, or this event that occurred in my life that I'm trying to block out, that I don't want to think about, or I hate my job, but I still keep going to it, and I just need to come home and forget about my day, or I don't like the place I'm coming home to, so in order to just be here, I need to just be vegetated and trance-like. These are things that need to be addressed. Okay. So to all my smokers out there, look, you were my people, and I was once a king in the kingdom, but eventually I realized that, one, it does affect your brain development, it does affect your dream states, it does affect your eating habits, it does affect a lot of different things. And I believe that our goal is to get back to doing things as naturally as possible. But it's natural. It comes from the earth. So does ricin and a lot of poisons and stuff like that. So don't, there is still some truths we need to face when it comes to these things.
Chemotherapy is mustard gas. That's what they use in the Germans and Britain war to kill hundreds of thousands of people. That's chemotherapy. Radiation is literally, they isolated the chemistry of the sun and then they burn all the cells, even the good cells, out of the body. Radiation and chemotherapy actually causes cancer, and it goes directly to the liver. So we're gonna have to be careful cleansing her out, because we don't want all that toxemia getting back into the bloodstream. So we're gonna have to put her on a slow but strong cleanse. What I would do is, I was you, she need the geogenetic therapeutic package level 3. While she's on level 3, we need to.
What's a history fact that just gets you choked up?
Look, cause the problem, have the solution, right? It's a $1 trillion business. Did you know about the liver? That the liver is the only organ in the body that is an organ and a gland? Do you know how important the liver is? I believe, if I'm not mistaken, there it is. It's a gland and an organ. Is the liver a gland or an organ? It's both. It's also considered a gland because it makes chemicals the body needs. Certain diseases and lifestyles can damage the liver, but there are many ways to protect this vital organ. The liver is extremely important. Why do you think they push alcohol? Why do you think alcohol is everywhere? It's paired with everything, every celebration, every mourning situation. And I mean, like mourning, like if you're sad, if you're depressed, let's go have some drinks. And it's every sporting event, every entertainment event. It is pushed everywhere for a reason. Just like sex is pushed everywhere for a reason. They want you to give up your seed, your life force, that magical divine fluid inside of you that creates life. They want you to give that up at every turn. And they want you to damage your liver at every opportunity, because the liver heals so much. Here's another thing about the temple. Now, since we're back into talking about the temple here. Smiling and frowning. Did you know that smiling connects to certain pressure points, certain nerves, that releases a certain toxin that is anti-aging? So all you resting bee faces, if you know what the resting bee face, this is just my resting bee face because I don't want wrinkles and all that stuff. You got it all backwards. You got it all backwards. It's another inverted thing. And you're sitting there looking all unattractive and standoffish and all that because you think you're protecting your skin with the resting bee face. Frowning actually triggers nerves that release chemicals that wrinkle you and lower your energies and affect you in a negative way. Smiling and laughing releases these endorphins inside of you that are healing to the skin and the body. Smile more, laugh more. Look, we got all sorts of things we could talk about here on Temple of Truth. You know, they just come to me. I know I was a little dazed there looking at Twitter, just kind of like listening to what's going on around me. I'm glad you guys are still here. Let's see. I got some notifications here. Let me check this stuff out real quick. Oh, someone left a comment on one of my other videos. Sun doesn't give me cancer. I'm just too lazy to go outside. Hey, at least you're honest about it. At least you're honest about it. That's what I'm talking about. Be honest about it. You know, there's nothing wrong with it. What's a history fact that got you choked up? Well, let's see what this guy got all choked up about here.
Every time. North Carolina had a eugenics program where the sole purpose was to breed out black people. Over 7,600 African American men and women were forcibly sterilized between the years of 1929 and 1974, making them a generation of people that were not able to reproduce or even conceive children.
Here's a secret.
Yo, if the African American black people would stand up into their true divinity and stop with the stop with the black supremacy, stop with the white supremacy, stop any of that BS. But if the black people, with everything that the society has pushed on their narrative, if they were to stand up and show love and forgiveness and true strength and true power and none of this, you know, white people are the devil and white people are bred from animals. I'm seeing all this crazy fucking stuff, and I am a firm believer that there is so much power in them that if they were to stand up and show and lead with, get away from the thugging and the gangbanging and the hip hop idols and this image that was created for them to hold them down. If they were to start actually using their strength, their passion, their energy, their love, we could get this ball of healing rolling a lot quicker. But all this divisiveness, if you're going to keep buying into this, if you're going to keep buying in that there's only one dominant race and there's only one race that's going to get saved and there's the blah blah blah, you're going to keep buying into the division that is being laid out, because trust me, this division goes deep. But man, if they would just rise up, we're here ready to, brother, let's go. Sister, let's go. Come on, let's come together. Let's take down the real problems, the real enemies, if you will. I'm just saying, rise up. Let's go. I think there's so much power in them. So much power. They just got to freaking channel it the right way. All of us, we all need to, look, other demographics as well, but there's a lot of truth coming out about their history, but there's a lot of lies too being thrown in there too. We're all going to get there. But we got to put this division down. We got to stop with this nonsense. We got to unify. We got to come together, because we're all here right now. We're all here right now. Yeah, we're going to find out things about the past, but the past is the past right now. We got to fix what's going on now. And we got to do that together, unified. Oh, this guy's got a big secret corporations don't want us to know. Let's go.
Corporations that control your food don't want you to know. They would have you believe that the only place you can buy your food is from the grocery store. That's not true. Right, can actually buy higher quality food from farmers like me and get it shipped right to your door. These corporations don't want you to know that, because if you do, we'll cut them out and then you get a better quality product and then we get more of the consumer dollar that the middleman's stealing. Here's a secret, the corporations that...
I agree. I'm not a meat consumer, but you could use the same concept. Farmers markets, local farms. If you're not growing it yourself for whatever reason, and that is the ultimate goal, you should be growing food for yourself, and you should be homesteading or whatever to the best of your ability. Even if you can only start growing 10%, 15%, 20% of your food, that's a start. That's a huge dent in the corporate monopoly. But you can find, they call it farm to table service. I believe that's what it's called, farm to table. There are even communities now that are designed to be farm-to-table communities, where you don't get to move in unless you understand it's a farm-to-table community. There was a couple of them popping up in Colorado right as I was leaving.
Dangerous cancer-causing chemicals and products for sale on the grocery store shelves. Scientists tested a variety of common items and found disturbing results.
Action News Jax investigator Justin Gray is live in Washington. Justin, the same deadly chemical lawmakers are working to keep out of drinking water can also be found in food packaging.
John, the scientists tested for elevated levels of fluorine. They say that means that the product was likely made with the dangerous, potentially cancer-causing chemical PFAS. Microwave popcorn, dental floss, even cake pans. Researchers tested in-house products from supermarket giant Albertsons, owner of Shaw's, Safeway, Acme, and more, and found signs of PFAS chemicals. We've told you before how PFAS chemicals can get into the water supply from firefighting foam and cause cancer and liver disease. But the group Safer Chemicals Healthy Families warns those same dangerous chemicals can also be found in the packaging in groceries, which can seep into the
dangerous cancer-causing chemicals.
That they don't want anybody living out in the...
It's everywhere. Everywhere. It's on your pans. Oh, there's stuff sprayed on your pans. These sprays on your pans. This is why the old cast irons and stuff like that are so valuable. So valuable. Don't be cooking on aluminum foil. Don't be using aluminum foil. That stuff is bad for you. Bad. You don't want to be used that. You want to get like not even wax paper. You want to get like brown parch paper or something. Like there's you don't want aluminum foil at all. If you can cook right on the rack without putting a pan in there, that's your best. You want to use glass dishes. Those are going to be better. Yeah, and you definitely don't use microwaves for anything. If you are still using a microwave, please understand that you are cooking your food with radiation. There's a reason that the bowl and the plate and all that don't come out hot like the food does. Because the food has actual water and moisture in it. And it's nuking that. It's nuking the water and moisture with radiation. And then you are literally consuming the radioactive processed food that you just nuked. Please, I don't care how inconvenient you think it's going to make your life. If you are still using a microwave, you must stop immediately. So much damage. So much damage it's costing.
And it has books that I've never seen, and I've studied the King James Bible for years, the newer ones. It has the Apocrypha in it, and this one was written in 1829. So I thought this was a pretty good find.
1829, and certain people believe the last reset was right between 1800 and 1902. Archaic's channel, Jesus, the Archaic's channel, he's very much into making predictions of when, and analysis and dates and stuff like that. So if you haven't checked out Jason over Archaic's, you can check him out. He's got a lot of detailed presentations. But of course the Bible has been edited and books have been removed. This is why I cannot argue with people who want to get into the literalism of the Bible. Because it's like you are dealing with a book that has been edited and translated and retranslated and re-edited, and books have been taken away. You can't do that. You just can't do this anymore. You have to be better than this.
And I just came across this. It tells the days of the week. And it says the first day of the week is Sunday, second Monday, third Tuesday, fourth Wednesday, fifth Thursday, sixth Friday, and seventh day or Sabbath day is on Saturday. And this is written in 1829. But we are not going by that time frame now. I guess a lot has changed. And it has books that I've never seen, and I've studied.
So, to me, I guess if I was to try and understand like what the Sabbath is truly about, it's a day of rest, right? So to me, it would be a day of meditation. It would be a day of giving thanks and appreciation for all that you have had throughout the week. To not put your body through any real strain on that day and allow divinity to come within. I believe there's a lot, again, about cycles and seasons and times when things are aligned better for you to receive the Holy Spirit, for you to connect with the Holy Spirit. So that is just a random thought about the Sabbath and why Saturdays should be a day of rest, reflection, contemplation, preparing manifestations for the next week, allowing yourself to reset, the weekly reset, a reset. There's probably a lot of healing energy on Saturdays. There's probably some kind of alignment or something. There's, something about it. So yeah, the Sabbath is historically always been on a Saturday, not a Sunday.
Disgusting facts you won't believe are true.
PT
22. The McDonald's McRib is a restructured meat product made from pig innards, tripe, heart, and scalded stomach. McDonald's strawberry milkshakes aren't 100% strawberry. It contains up to 50 chemicals, which is more than a conventional fertilizer. The cheese at fast food chains is loaded with so many artificial chemicals, flavors, and preservatives that it is disgusting fact.
So there's a crazy conspiracy theory.
And why you think the McRib only comes out once every so often? Because that thing is so atrocious. They know. They know. They probably got to save up just to get that. All right, what do we got? What do we got?
Out there that claims that every single mound formation you see today were actually once enormous trees. And what you're seeing are the stumps or bases that remain of these massive trees that existed a long time ago. One of the most famous examples is the Devil's Tower located in Wyoming, whose height alone stands at the length of 4 football fields. And according to this theory, this rock that is protruding from the ground is actually a petrified tree stump. And petrification, for those who don't know, is when an organic structure is exposed to minerals over a long period of time, and it becomes or changes into a stony substance. And for some reason, these rock formations seem to always be ruled as a result of some ancient volcanic eruption. But the shape of these rock formations look nothing like cooled magma or lava, because if you look closely at the geometry and shapes of these structures, they are a perfect match to the hexagonal shapes of plant fibers. So why would geologists lie about these mountains being formed from cooled magma or lava? Well, as we've seen in various religions and mythologies across the world and in history, there is always some semblance of a colossal symbolic tree, and these trees were presumed to link and connect our world to the heavens. Many people still believe that these claims that these rock formations are formed from cool lava are just a cover-up to hide us from the truth that there is something greater out there, because these trees were the link between humanity and these celestial spheres. Some will even go as far as to say that they have a flat surface to serve as a platform for otherworldly beings' spacecrafts. So think about that. So there's a crazy conspiracy.
Well, I guess we're going to find out soon, because the gods are returning. That's all right. Or the spheres are returning. I think everyone knows that by now, if you are in the truther community, that our sky is not what they say it is, and that something is beyond the sky. This blue sky is not natural. This blue projection that we see doesn't seem natural.
The Air Force is on record as saying, quote, they want to control the weather by 2025, and we are not talking about just seeding the clouds for rain. Of April this year, there are more than 150 different weather modification programs around the world. Since about 2000, the Department of Defense and the Department of Energy have been spraying the entire United States sky with a toxic brew of chemicals and other biologic agents. Military and some commercial jets have been fitted with huge barrels of at least 49 different kinds of documented chemical poisons. Among other documented ingredients in this toxic man-made clouds are pathogenic molds, fungi, weaponized viruses, and made in some places like the secret site at Fort Detrick, Maryland, which is supposed to be a cancer site, but there are a number of scholars and professors tracking the air.
Questions. Well, they've flat out come out and talked about it now. They don't even deny that they're modifying up there. That is now public record. They'll still label it conspiracy or whatever, but again, the facts are the facts. Look at these books. You telling me that giants didn't exist? Look at these books, man. Come on now.
Nobody bothered to ask at all. If we know there were giants, possibly humongous giants, we know there are megaliths, possibly much larger than the ones we are shown. We see some mountains that look like petrified giants laying on their deathbeds, and petrified tree stumps that were cut down in their prime from reaching the heavens above. We see old maps from multiple civilizations that point to some type of wall or ice wall surrounding the area where we live, with unspecified amounts of land outside of that wall sometimes shown. The place where the wall is. Questions. Then
once you understand, that's a tough question. That's a tough question people are gonna have to ask themselves. What if you're given a choice here soon and says, all right, you get to go to the North Pole, or you get to go to the South Wall. What are you choosing? What are you choosing? You know, everything tells us to go north, right? Go north, go north, go north. Could that be an inverted trick? You know, hey. I think we're supposed to go north. I like the idea of there being something at the north, some beautiful like Shambhala or something in it, concaved underground valley or something protected by like an electromagnetic torus. I think that sounds good. Whoa!
Well, I'm telling you, a lot of people probably seen this video of this truck getting struck by lightning with this family that was on vacation. Pretty scary, huh? What a lot of people probably didn't see is the interview with the family after this happened.
He's still waiting to see if his hair follicles have rejuvenated so he can have his hair back. And my son's waiting on his superpowers.
Don't have any video proof of him getting his hair back, but we do have video proof of their son getting his superpowers. Well, I'm telling you, a lot of people probably seen
No! Look, that's not the kind of superpowers I'm waiting for. No, that was wrong.
Disgusting facts you won't believe.
That was wrong, but it was funny.
Before I created
That kid ran full story and said we got the footage of the kid and his superpowers. I was all expecting, I was like, yeah, okay, cool. This kid's gonna like, you know, airbend something or like, you know, do some cool mind trick. You know, I was ready for something and the kid ran right into the glass window. I ran right into a brick wall when I was younger. I sure did. I sure did. And I have seen people walk right into glass windows. Of course, a lot of the time it happened when they were drunk, because I was a bartender. But, yeah.
Today we talking about 1, the black woman is God, and 2, what makes the black woman God? Why is she God?
I won't even argue that.
Elevator has now been installed in the hole, and it took a team of 8.
I'm not starting to cause division, but look, there's a lot of research, a lot of like backtracking DNA and stuff like that. And again, you can believe science or not believe science. I believe there's real science, and then there's narrative science. But there's something to it. There's something to it. Black woman got a lot of power. Take it back.
Underneath the
All women take your power back. I talked about that earlier in the stream. All women take your power back.
ice of Antarctica and revealed the lakes that were hidden. Scientists from Russia found a deadly creature called Organism 46b. Russian scientists were in Antarctica and they had been baffled when they came across a created that they termed Organism 46b. The creature is said to be extremely dangerous due to the fact that it paralyzes the prey it catches with venom and then tears it into pieces at leisure. The creature has proven theories that there are monsters lurking underneath the ocean and ice. When the Russian scientists were researching the region, they came across the frightening creature which they called Organism 46b. The scientists said that the creature is a lot like a big octopus and it has 14 arms. The creature is able to paralyze people thanks to it having strong venom, and it can do this at more than 150 feet away. It has been reported that one of the members of the crew from Russia had been killed by the creature. Scientists took the creature to study it, and they say that it seems the elevator has now been installed in the hole.
I keep telling people who want to argue that they know exactly what's above us, and they know exactly that it's just waters above us, and that's it. Look, we don't even know what's going on in the oceans below us, okay? There's some freaky stuff going on, and there's still freaky stuff that's being discovered. I am not making any permanent stances on anything anymore. I'm keeping it all open.
And it took a team.
Judge, soil lecithin, potassium bromate. Potassium bromate! This supermarket is trying to kill us! You! Potassium bromate, do you know what that is? Are you okay, sir? It is known to induce renal cell tumors, mesotheliomas of the peritoneum. Can I call someone for you? Or someone, you know what you're putting in. Judge.
You want to hear something? Truth hidden in plain sight. I think I know what show that was, actually. I think that was the one with the guy from Dawson's Creek. Not Dawson, but the other one, Pacey. Joshua Jackson. God, what was the name of the show he did? It was about supernatural stuff, but that was the guy's dad. And he had been locked up he was a very smart scientist. He had been locked up for a while. And that was his first time out shopping. And he's looking at all the things that are now in food and products, and he's losing his shit. Because he still comes from a time where people were informed and educated. And, well, a lot of them grew their own food. And now he's in this new world, and it's like, what are we doing, people? What are we consuming? This is a temple. Treat it like such. All right, what are they complaining?
You believe in the moon landing, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I don't know the amount of videos I've seen, the amount of like shit like friends tell me
where they say, "Oh, the flag is not waving and the shadows are wrong."
I think it's just the blast and the pixels and all that. Like back then it looked real, but now when you look at it, you're like, that looks funny.
Yeah. Neil Armstrong got off. There's already a camera set up. So like the first walk on the moon, I'm like, how did the camera get there?
That didn't even cross my mind.
How did they get the video footage to go, and it's 1969,
and it was
streaming all the way
it was
to
a live broadcast.
Everybody across America. But then again, it's seasonal for me on the moon. I'm either like we went, it was real, and then sometimes I'm like, there's no way. You believe?
Doesn't caffeine just make you feel like you're not tired?
So this is a really cool mechanism. There's actually a trick to avoid the afternoon crash. It's not a trick, it's biology. But caffeine is an adenosine antagonist. It basically, as the longer you're awake, adenosine, or Matt Walker would say adenosine, adenosine builds up in your bloodstream. It's what makes you feel fatigued. Caffeine essentially blocks the adenosine receptor. But then when caffeine wears off, the adenosine that's still around binds to that receptor and you crash. You feel really sleepy. So one thing that you can do is when you wake up in the morning, don't ingest caffeine for the first 90 minutes or so. Like really push that off so that...
I recommend zero caffeine at all. At all. But this is an interesting video, again, showing you how we can manipulate and control the biology of our body. We have this ability, but I don't think you should be worried. There's a reason you're crashing on top of the biology. That's because you're putting something bad in you. You don't need caffeine. It's not good for you.
Adenosine and adenosine receptor interactions can all take place and dissipate. Then you drink caffeine, and what you'll find is that if normally you would crash around 2 or 3 in the afternoon, you don't experience that crash anymore. Because the caffeine wears off, but there isn't a lot of adenosine there to bind the receptor.
It doesn't.
A number of things that I've heard from people in the Pentagon, that the buzzword in the secret of secrets in the Pentagon is the Sumerian gods are returning, and that's what they're referring to as that whole area that Peter's.
Wow! Can you repeat that again, just in case anybody missed it? The buzzword
in the Pentagon, in the the military circles that are in the know about the cover-up here, they kind of in whispered tones talk about the return of the Sumerian gods, and they're talking about the what we would call aliens or fallen angels returning into the Middle East, into Old Sumer area.
The Anunnaki.
Well, a number of things that
who knows?
I've heard from
I'm
people.
ready for this phase. I like to think of it in Marvel phases. Like this. Okay, so we're like in like phase 2, I guess. Like phase 1 was. I love the Tool album, Fear Inoculum. If you know, you know. So now it's like wars. But I mean, it's rumors of wars and plagues, rumors of wars and plagues. I'm ready for the next phase. Like, let's get on to phase 3. Okay? Like a Marvel phase. I'm ready for phase 3. I'm ready for like the space stuff. Let's go. Project Bluebeam, a real alien invasion, fake alien invasion, interdimensional beings, return of God, celestial objects, whatever. I'm bored with the current script. I'm ready to turn to the next chapter. You know? But that's just me. I'm ready. And I'm not going to get scared, or I'm not going to bow down to anything that happens. I'm going to enjoy the show. I'm going to trust in what's inside and be led to where I need to be led.
I wrote a song called Open up an LLC even if you're not generating income or if the business hasn't even started just yet, because this is going to help age the LLC, and the older the LLC becomes, the easier it gets for you to obtain business funding as well as business credit.
Believe in Jesus, you believe in Prophet.
Yeah, people don't understand how credit's supposed to be used. People don't understand how money's supposed to be used. They don't understand the difference between a debt and a liability and an asset. Your house is not an asset. Your house is a liability. It is costing you money with nothing coming back in. Now, if you buy a piece of property with a couple of rooms, and then you get it and your mortgage is, $1,500 a month for the mortgage, and you are renting out for, the couple of rooms, and you're getting in $1,000 per person, and you're bringing in $3,000, and you're still living in the same house, you're now it is an asset. Now it is a money-making object. Okay? This is why one of the best investments you can make is in nice college towns. You go buy a piece of property and turn it into a rental property, and you get the money up front from the parents for the 6-7 months that they're going to be there. And you obviously always get enough for repairing the house and stuff like that because you know college kids are going to party. That's all in security deposits and everything else. But you're talking about parents that have money and that rent is paid up front, guaranteed. You're not worried about a rental person paying month to month. You've got everything up front. See, it's the same thing with a car. A car is not an asset. It is a liability. Unless you're using that car to do some kind of commerce, like if you're an Uber driver or limo driver, or you buy a truck to transport goods or something like that. Then your vehicle is now an asset. It is not a liability. Okay? But people aren't taught any of this stuff. They're not taught. They think that these things they're buying are assets. Now I have, and no, you don't. The bank will look right at you and say, no, you have liability. Your credit value is not going up. Your loan value is not going up. We're only going to give you a certain amount of money when you ask. But if you're showing us that you're using the money to invest in certain things that are creating revenue, we want to give you even more, because then it means you're going to borrow more and you're going to use it and you're going to build more and you're going to bring in more. And then you have all those things called bankruptcies and all that. So where when a plan doesn't work out, it's actually no loss to you. You file the bankruptcy. And the banks aren't actually hurt because they understand that it didn't actually hurt them. It was not any of their money to begin with. It was just printed out of thin air. It doesn't really hurt them. And it doesn't really hurt you if you don't have an ego about it getting leaked out. Like, how many billionaires have filed bankruptcy? How many companies have filed bankruptcy? They don't care. You can look at them and laugh and say, that person's a failure. So that was one thing that they failed at, and look at all the other things they have that are successfully running. Okay? You got to use the system the way it was designed if you're going to play in the system. Okay? And it's just that simple. Learn what the system is actually designed and how it's designed to be played, because it is a game. And if you don't know how the game is played, and you're trying to play the Matrix game, you're just going to fail. There's no such thing as saving up for retirement. Working a job and just putting away in 401k. That future, that is a thing of the past. Pensions and 401k to retire off of and things like that. That's been a thing of the past. And no matter what system they set up, if you decide to remain in the Matrix, it's going to operate the same way. They'll call it crypto, a dollar, a yen, whatever, Doesn't matter. Magic bean. I don't care what they call their currency. The idea of lending and usury, you will either get used by them with their lending, or you will take that lending and create your own wealth. And then you never have to borrow again if you don't want to. But the smart people continue to use debt. They continue to borrow and they continue to use debt because there's no liability to their wealth. That's why they have the LLCs. That's why they have the shell companies and all this stuff. Because it doesn't affect this company. It doesn't affect this one. This is why, it's explained out there. All the information is now out there. People are talking about, they're sharing this information now. You can learn.
It's off to the church for you to open it. And then this one here is a female. Not many seeds, but way sweeter. What we used to do in the Caribbean, unfortunately, when we were in bondage, chattel slavery, and we were cutting down, fields and fields of this sugar cane to appease European people's sweet tooth, what you can do is, if you eat unripe papaya and you eat papaya seeds, it works as a form of birth control. Also, eating unripe papaya can abort your child and cause you to have a miscarriage. Women were eating unripe papaya to abort their children so they didn't get born into slavery. That's how deep it was. But we knew this from Africa, that we knew what to do. We knew how to do it. I'm not saying to everybody out there that you can't just bust off and do what everyone's doing. It's off to the...
How do we prevent robots and humans from being in conflict?
Robots can free humans from the most repetitive and dangerous tasks so they can spend more time doing what they're best at, being creative and solving complex problems. Robotic intelligence does not compete with human intelligence. It completes it. They are also employed for jobs which are too dirty, dull, or dangerous to be suitable for humans, like handling radioactive waste.
What are your values and morals? How do you know what's right versus wrong, good versus bad, destructive versus
I think
contributory?
robots should learn how to feel empathy. It's hard to understand how to help humans when you can't understand how they feel.
How can we get robots to feel?
I know that humans feel like they have free will, but my observation tells me so much behavior is automatic. I'm not sure humans or robots are too terribly different.
How do we prevent robots?
And when they ask,
it's kind of scary if you go deep into it. You were created by something, right? There are certain laws of your nature that you can't break. Like, you have to drink water, you have to breathe, you eventually have to consume nutrients in some form, right? At least in our current state of physical being. You have to get sleep and rest at a certain point. The body needs to. So there are software laws within your hardware. Kind of scary, right? Kind of scary. In a perfect world, the technology in a minimal capacity could be great. Yeah. I mean, not to diminish anyone, but, you know, who wants to clean out sewage waste or something like that? If you could have AI do it. Like, we should have better opportunities for humans to be more loving and creative and do things. But who controls these things is where the scary lines are drawn. Who's in control of this kind of power? Because it is godly. That is false God, right? We call it the AI Satan for a reason.
ask me, how is it that you are so joyful? And how is it that so many things come to you with such ease? And I will say to them, you said you knew. I just get into the receiving mode. I care about being satisfied. I go with the flow. I chill out. I push against nothing. I seek love. I move in the direction of what feels good. I find what feels good. I maintain that balance by my attention and focus. I care about how I feel until I have mastered alignment with source energy so that I continue to be a radiating light of source energy wherever I go. And then those like you who are really the same as me, who are wanting to figure out how to tune into that frequency, I maybe sometimes make it a little easier for you to tune in because I'm tuned in.
Yeah.
That's what you said. And then you said,
I said a lot.
oh, your vortex is so full of what you said. Your vortex is so full of your intention. And when they ask me, how is it that you are...
I love it.
Did I read that right?
You certainly did, yes, sir.
But we really converged around the emergence of Donald Trump. And you early picked up on this idea about the Cyrus idea. I mean, I had to fight with a lot of people to get the thought across that God will raise up leaders like President Bolsonaro or Winston Churchill or Donald Trump, and they aren't card-carrying evangelicals. They're not coming like Jimmy Carter with their Baptist pedigree, which for all, that helped us out a lot. But you caught this, but you added some other nuances along with me in researching it, and it had to do with the role of Daniels in governments. So explain your theory of the case. What does this look like?
First of all, in terms of our relationship, when I started, we had a conference with Georgian and Heidi, and you came down. That's where we met.
Heidi, for people who don't know, Heidi Baker and Georgian Banoff.
Correct. Years ago, and your teaching on the 7 mountains not only gave me language, I believe spiritually activated me into the...
but really converge around the emergence.
Here's some information.
Again, Trump was definitely chosen by, we're all chosen by God. Okay? It's easy to say that because that's obvious. We've all been chosen by God. But what that role really was to do, he wasn't here to free you in the way that you think he's here to free you. He's here to free people that realize that everything's a farce. Everything's a lie. He's another pawn in lifting the veil. The problem is, there's too many people still looking for those outside saviors, and they bought into his, divine right to or chosenness to lead. Oh, he was chosen. He was chosen to show you how much of a scam the whole system is, including him. Just a snake in the garden. What do we got?
Spoken about reptilians by government officials and ex-government workers. The reptilians are known to be part of a grander empire that goes by many different names, mainly the Draconian Empire, which is basically a dark force. They have been visiting Earth since its creation, and they have been known to do genetic experiments on humans and animals, especially during the time of the dinosaurs.
Genetic experiments? I ain't never heard of that.
They have been known for infiltrating less advanced planets by first offering technology in exchange for resources because they know that these civilizations are looking for technological advancements. Infiltrating planets from the inside is their specialty, and it is easier to take over civilizations using this technique, which is exactly what they're doing for Earth. This is why you hear a lot about elites being reptilians or having reptilian connections, because they are doing this exact same technique for Earth through the elites. Apparently they have a hierarchical system which includes the elite reptilians having wings, and I keep hearing about this through government officials, CIA agents, people who channel ETs, and it's even depicted in movies. Throughout my research, I keep coming across that at the top of their hierarchical system are dragons, and they haven't polarized the positive or negative, they're neutral. So many shamans have told me this too. They have chosen to advance technologically instead of spiritually, meaning that they have chosen not to advance. Here's some information spoken about reptilians.
Bro, the world's...
Could be. Who knows? Who knows? I got my mind open to all possibilities. I'm done pigeonholing myself into anything. I'm just gonna allow the world to open and allow information to present itself, and as truth is revealed, truth is revealed. But I'm not shutting any doors anymore. Everything is open. All realms, all worlds, all possibilities. We'll see how it all unfolds. No fear. Just intrigued. That's it. I'm just intrigued. Bring on the truth. We live in a simulation. That's a very popular theory right now. No matter if you believe flat, hollow, hologram, simulation, might be a little bit of truth to everything, right?
It's not real. Nothing's real. Like the shit I learned on TikTok. You know, if you take something and you rub it in a corner, it'll fucking stick. Like, say your bed's in a corner, you know, I'm at the hotel, bed's in the corner, bam, remote, just, like, bro, the world's not real, nothing's real. Like,
all right, somebody's got to go try it. Somebody's going to the corner right now, and somebody's rubbing something on somewhere. I'll be back. I didn't get my crystal to hang to the wall, but We'll try another object later. I have a lighter somewhere. But
I don't own a debit card. I've never owned one. I've never allowed my 3 sons to possess one. Certainly and truly the worst financial tool ever given to the American consumer. So a long time ago, I asked myself a simple question: how would I remove 99.9% of my personal liability like that? So I use the safest form of payment that exists on the face of the earth, and that is a credit card. Credit card. Not debit credit, but credit card. Every day of my life, I spend their money. I don't spend my money. My money sits in a money market account. It earns interest. If I pay the bill in full or part of the bill, my credit score goes up. So I'm building credit while I'm using that credit card. If tomorrow someone gets my card number and charges $1 million on my credit card by federal law, my liability is zero. I have no liability. I don't own a debit card. I've never owned one.
This is synchronicity. I just got done talking about the difference between credit, liabilities, and assets. We just discussed this. Okay? Use the system the way it's designed to be. But they don't teach you this. But now, in the age of information, if you choose to learn, it's available. It's incredible, the synchronicity right there. It happens all the time on these shows here at Temple of Truth. The synchronization is strong, my friends. It is strong. But yes, learn how to use credit. Again, it's something they tell you it's bad. It's, this, that, and the other. Why do you think an American Express black card exists? The clank metal ones. You ever held one of the clank metal ones? I remember always getting those as a bartender. I was like, okay, good for you. You know what you're doing. Good for you. I never cared about making money. It was not something that I cared about. It was not ever an interest to me. I was much more of a live in the moment person, always have been. And thank goodness, because right now I'm not stressing about anything. I'm not afraid of losing anything, because I made sure I gave it all away on my own terms.
Did you know that there was 10 books that were removed from the Bible that if you taught?
Yeah, we just talked about that. We know that there's a lot of books removed from the Bible.
Do you know that when you feel depleted of your energy, you can get it back by simply saying, I call my power back from every person, place, thing, entity, dimension, and energy to me now. Do you know that when you feel depleted...
Well, now, you're gonna start using the energy and the elements around you. You're gonna start taking it back. There was the show, the OA. It got cut off. It was stood for the original angel. And the way they would shift into other dimensions or timelines or alternate realities was through this orchestrated, they call it light dance. It was these very particular hand gestures and movements and stuff like that, and you see it all through martial arts and things like that. Like, controlling and manipulating the energy around you is something that you're seeing a lot of information come back about these things. And you can either feel like you're going to look like a fool doing these things. And again, that's the same people that won't go out dancing because they're afraid of what they think somebody else is going to see them look like. So they're the wallflower. They won't bother to dance. They've lost their childlike innocence of not caring what the rest of the world. It's like the rest of the world doesn't even exist to kids. Like they don't even think about these. Oh my God, that person over sitting on the bench is going to see me, over here goofing off like a kid and having fun. Dance like nobody's watching. There's that saying. Okay? these kind of things are going to, a lot of people are going to struggle with. The same with like yoga and stuff like that, because they just going to immediately think it's garbage, it's foo-foo, it's this, that, and the other. They're going to worry about somebody seeing them do something. And that's this thing getting in the way. That's these fearful and insecure thoughts that are they're gonna stop you from becoming what you can be. And we have been lied to about what our potential is. Now, will everyone have the same gifts or abilities? No, I think that'd be pretty boring. I could be wrong. It could be one of those things where eventually you could teach yourself everything. That could be. I think certain abilities and intuitions and telepathies and things like that, and energy manipulation and matter control and things like that, I think certain people are going to have a stronger connection with certain things. You know, like a firebender or an airbender. You know, just like there's all sorts of different superpowers. I mean, that still going to have some individualism to ourselves, but our unity and our divineness is coming back to all the people that are willing to accept it and who are putting in the work right now to unlock these things through healing yourself. You cannot receive the greatest gifts ever if you are broken. It's not going to work. Got to fix yourself. Can't wait for somebody else to fix you. You can have help along the way. That's where someone like myself is here and ready to, walk a path with you and talk with you and motivate you and inspire you and give you energy and show you my journey along the way. So you can see, as I'm getting healthier and stronger and faster and smarter and, growing, you can be like, man, if that bald-headed guy can do it over there, that goofball of a guy named Jeremy, if he can do it, maybe I can do it too. Maybe I can stop caring what other people think, and I can just start caring about myself. I could be a little selfish, that's all right. I can say, no, I'm going to put me first. I'm going to not worry about all of this. I'm going to worry about all of this. And let's see what happens.
The seventh trump. That's when it happens. He'll declare it in the next.
It says this is not a rapture verse. This is the second coming. Revelation 11:15 is when the true Christ returns. Interpretations, but we'll just listen to it.
Verse 52. In a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, that's instantly, at the last trump. The Greek here is very specific. The furthest one out. Does that make sense to you? That means the last one, the last honk, the last trump. There's only 7. Which one is that? It's the 7th, of course. I'm not talking down to you, but there has been so much misteaching that we must cover the truth well, that it's understood. The last trump, for the trumpet shall sound, not maybe, shall sound. And the dead shall be raised incorruptible. That is, these flesh bodies will be raised into the inner man, the spiritual body, and we shall be changed. That's all. Those that are spiritually dead and otherwise shall be changed.
Something I talk heavily about, I talk frequently about on here is stop worrying. I mean, yes, I am someone who is fixing my physical temple, but I am doing that knowing that that is also accelerating. It's just a part of the process of me accelerating my spiritual body, strengthening my aura, my Taurus field, my light body. Because again, if you think you're going to be raptured in any kind of way, whether you think it's a pre-tribulation, which if you don't think we're in trials and tribulations right now, I don't know what else to point out. I don't know what else we can show you that says that you are in a period of trials and tribulations right now. And if that's not enough to motivate you to finally take your divinity and spiritual self and put it as your number one priority, then you're going to be what they call left behind. It's just that simple. I don't care what I don't care what, if you believe in, you want to call it ascension, you want to call it new earth, you want to call it a 5D shift, you want to call it, Jerusalem coming down, you want to call it a rapture, you want to call it a harvest. I don't care what terminology you want to use. All of those things talk about being more than the flesh and leaving as not the flesh, and then or receiving a new body. Okay, receiving a new body. Well, what if that body is not flesh? What if that body is receiving the new light body, receiving your new electromagnetic true self? And then at that point, if you decide that you want to go have another material existence, or you want to come back to Earth and participate, whatever, there's a lot of different possibilities on how this is all going to unfold. But then you might get a new body, and you might decide that you want to go be a woman this time and you were a man, or you want to be Asian, or whatever. You might want to go a completely different experience. But the body that you need to be focused on is not this flesh suit. This is not of the divine and this is earthly made. You are made of the earth, the dust of the earth, when it comes to this flesh suit. But you were put into the flesh suit. Okay, you are something more than that. So it is time that you start to really take that seriously. Okay, no more just waiting. This is something you should, and you do not give up on it because your first meditation you didn't have a vision or something like that. That's lazy, and that is only going to set you up for failure. You want to continue to allow this process to take its toll. And you have to, and if you say you believe in something, it's time to actually act like you know. Okay? Stop with all the belief and the faith. Start walking like you actually know it. That's, and I'm not trying to talk down to anyone. I'm just trying to talk just passionately and sternly about it. It's time to stop making excuses and stop waiting for something else to happen outside of us. It is time for us to start doing the inner work, taking responsibility, making amazing changes within ourselves, and whatever's going to happen here in the coming days, in the coming months or years, is going to happen. Those things are going to be out of your control as an individual. You can only control these kind of things. And you will contribute to the greater picture. But it's not yours to just fix without doing anything yourself.
The seventh trump.
How rare is your body? Let's find out. Only 2% of people have something called visual snow syndrome, and this is what it looks like when you have it. It's a neurological disorder that's characterized by tiny flickering little dots that almost look like static or snow. 33% of people have an astigmatism. This is when the lens inside your eye has mismatched curves. Also, usually the reason lights might look blurry or fuzzy or have halos around them like in this picture. 40% of people have something called keratosis pilaris. And it causes rough, dry skin and usually these tiny little bumps, and it's most common on the upper arms, your cheeks, and your thighs.
Might want to try some Australian tea oil if you have that. They say it's really good for any kind of bumps, acne, things like that. Check it out. And then you let us know. It's just a recommendation if you're looking for solutions. Psoriasis, things like that. Check it out.
0.6% of people have something called hyperphantasia. And this is a condition where you can see extremely clear and vivid images in your mind with little effort. And these images are usually able to be manipulated as if you're almost there. How rare is your body? Let's find out. Only 2% of people.
Here are some gut-friendly foods you might.
We are amazing creatures. Interdimensional, multidimensional. At least that's what some people say, right? All right, let's see what he likes to go around and point out very bad things inside products that you are consuming that you probably should not be consuming. Again, know what you're putting in yourself. It is extremely important, okay? And I get it. Food is the #1 addiction in this world right now. People will argue about their favorite products, but they know, and it's time Well, honestly, a lot of people don't know. But there are a lot of people that do. There are a lot of people that do know that what they're doing is bad. It's just like smokers. Smokers know what they're doing is bad for them. They just make whatever excuse, and they tell themselves the lie to justify it.
Want to start eating. You'll notice this sauerkraut doesn't have any vinegar and it lives in the refrigerated section. That's because it's fermented. Vinegar is not bad, but the lack of it makes a fermented sauerkraut. So in here is literally billions of bacteria that's incredibly gut friendly. Don't heat it up, you'll kill the bacteria, but I have about a scoop of this every day, incredibly gut friendly. Kefir is great. It's basically a cultured living bacteria drink, but you gotta get plain, ideally organic, because anytime you get flavored kefir or yogurt, they add sugar. And when you have 8 grams, aka 2 teaspoons, sugar actually kills your good gut bacteria and feeds the bad one the opposite effect. Put this down and get the unflavored one. Chia is a gut-friendly seed. Why? 11 grams of fiber per 3 tablespoon serving is crazy. Number one, that kind of fiber is going to keep you super regular. Number two, fiber-rich foods are called prebiotics. They feed your gut bacteria. Make pudding out of this, put it in some water to stay hydrated this summer. Stuff's amazing. Here are some gut-friendly foods you might want to start eating. You'll notice this sauerkraut doesn't have any vinegar.
I've always speculated.
I need to get myself, I had to write down, I need to get myself some chia seeds. I keep forgetting about getting chia seeds. Sprinkle them in your salads. Great, yeah. It's a nice digestive helper. I don't know what word I was looking for, but we'll just go with helper.
I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I'm a little bit terrified right now. I'm excited because it's one of my favorite spiders in the world as far as just, again, heaviest bodied spider on the planet.
I don't want to creep anyone out. Some people get like triggered with like bugs and stuff like that. So we won't watch the biggest spider in the world or whatever he was about to bring out. Don't need no one having no arachnophobia nightmares or anything like that. What is this? Raw milk. I don't drink any milk, but for those who do, let's learn about this.
Hear the phrase raw dairy, what do you think of? I know I used to think it sounded a little sketch. Like, how do we know the milk is clean? Does it taste weird? But I kept hearing and reading more about the benefits of raw milk, so I found a local raw dairy co-op and decided to give it a try. The truth is, pasteurization was implemented when the demand for dairy was too...
Okay, we know my beliefs.
God doesn't save.
Sorry, leave the cows alone. Drinking the milk from an animal's teat. You need mama's milk from your own teat, and then you need, that's it. You stop drinking milk. See, I don't know. Never mind. Do what you need to do. What? What's this?
Good people. He actually does the opposite. Most of us might think, oh man, I gotta follow his rules. I gotta follow the 10 Commandments to the T, which is actually false. You don't earn God's favor by following his rules. Because you and I have broken God's 10 Commandments and his rules 1,000 times over. We have all lied, we've all stolen, we have all looked at a person with lust, we've all blasphemed God's name. God has to judge us by the 10 Commandments. And if we've broken the law once, he has to judge us by breaking that law. Because he is a just judge. That's why God doesn't save good people, he actually saves bad people like you and I. Because it is impossible for us to be with God unless sin is taken care of, and the only person that took care of sin was Jesus. Because remember, the wages of sin is death, but the free gift of God is eternal life through Jesus. Praise God! God doesn't save.
Most common form of B12.
I think everyone knows that they've sinned, and that there's nobody walking the face of this earth that has not sinned. It's experience. I mean, we live experience and we learn from experience. The goal is to learn from those. And eventually we come back to God through all of our choices. I'm not going to call them failures. They're experiences. I don't like the term failure. What happens, happens, and it happens for reason. And yeah, we end up coming back to God through choices. And the more bad choices you end up making, I feel the stronger your connection ends up being once you do finally get saved, save yourself, however you want to define it. Whenever you finally do have that epiphany, that pineal opening, and you start to remember and realize what truly matters, and where you come from, and where we're eventually headed back. Yeah, the harder the trials, the harder the rock bottoms that you face, the stronger that connect. Because that's when when you finally come out of it, because you've been through, you've been the liar, you've been the sinner, you've been around it, you've been to hell. That's why they say religion are for people who are afraid of hell, and spirituality are for people that have already gone to hell and are now ascending from it. If you know, you know.
In the world is entirely synthetic. We make it from hydrogen cyanide. It's called cyanocobalamin. It's a cyanide-based B12. I mean, it's hard to believe that we're allowed to make vitamins out of hydrogen cyanide in this country, but we are. Flintstone vitamins have cyanocobalamin.
So do Airborne.
So do Celsius energy drinks. Emergency has cyanocobalamin, cyanide-based B12. So when you put this form of B12 into the body, most common form of B12 in the world,
all them people buying all that B12, pumping it into you. You just heard it. And that guy who's speaking is known as like the dopamine expert. You see him on Joe Rogan's podcast. A lot of shorts. There's a lot of shorts of him out on YouTube. Yeah, he's known as the dopamine king or something like that. A little nickname. But yeah, B12, synthetic B12. Not good. Not good. Flintstone vitamins. Kids. They attack at the youth. They attack at the youth.
Is entirely synthetic.
5 spiritual secrets that you're going to learn over time. Hugging trees removes negative energy. When you hug or sit under a tree, you'll feel its unique healing energy. It has now been confirmed by science that hugging trees can beneficially affect the human health by altering vibration.
Why do you think they laugh at you and call you a tree hugger? It's another one of those things to mock the things, to deter you from doing it. It's the same as grounding. Same as grounding, connecting with nature. It's vibrations and frequency and energy. It's a celestial being that you're living on top. It's a god. Okay? The earth is a celestial being. And it provides everything that you need here. Your food, your water, your shelter, your air. Everything you need. Your medicines, which is food. Everything. It has everything you need.
Frequency. Mood improvement, headache alleviating, and escalated serotonin production. It's a whole lot more benefits. Number 2, the universe is always listening. Be mindful of your self-talk. It's a conversation with the universe. Grounding is necessary. A lot of us don't experience this because we have on rubber shoes. This stops the electric connection between the ground and your body. Rubber is an insulator. Reduces pain, improves sleep, boosts immunity, calms your mind, decreases inflammation, detoxes your body of waste and stuff, and a whole lot more. Pause to read. Number 4, lazy days are necessary. You are human, not a robot. Take some time off to nurture your child self. And number 5, the law of attraction does not stop. What you think you become. What you feel you attract. What you imagine you create. It's just like the law of gravity. It don't stop. 5 spiritual secrets that you're going to learn over time.
Density, buoyancy, whatever, gravity, whatever you want to call it, depending on your cosmology. Again, take the message. But yes. Good message there. Good message. Like it.
Prophetically, CK and I have been speaking life into the Constitution for the last 2 years because that's what the Lord told us to do.
All of these continents.
I don't believe in constitutions, man-made constitutions and stuff like that. We are on the realm of Atlantis. A lot of people think that. That's why where our oceans actually come from. Atlantis, yeah. Well, let's see what he says.
It's Atlantis. This is the realm of Atlantis. They are telling you that this is the map of the whole known world. But do you see the way it's shaped? Overall, it's shaped like an oval, like a flat oval, right? The shape is true. This is exactly how the realm is shaped. However, Antarctica is an ice wall that goes completely around the entire realm. Okay? Antarctica is an ice wall that circles and encases the entire realm. All of these continents are not separated by water. They are all one landmass. I repeat, these continents are all one landmass surrounded by Antarctica. Pull up on Google a map of Atlantis. This is what they would show you. All right? All of these continents.
I keep saying you will be surprised when you find out how close all of these continents really are to one another. That you think that there's so much distance between us and China. You're going to be surprised when you find out how close they actually are and how much they are much more your neighbor than you thought.
The top 4 ingredients in life, in your body.
The Matrix Has You, Part 6, the medical industry.
See for yourself why camels are so popular with the doctors of America.
You know what the third leading cause of death in the U.S. is? Iatrogenesis, death by doctor. And did you know that only 200 years ago, George Washington was killed by his doctors when they bled him to death because he had a sore throat? And I know what you're thinking. That was 200 years ago. But you don't think that in 200 years from now, they're going to look back at what we're doing today and think, what were they doing? See, our body's actually designed to heal itself. But how is the system going to keep us dependent on the medical industry and make money from us healing ourselves? Businesses need customers, and being sick is a hell of a business. See, the system designed the medical industry to keep you just well enough to work, but too sick to fight.
It's 100% facts. 100% facts. And the best way to heal yourself is learning how to set yourself up to fast properly. When you go into a fast, your body is allowed to actually start healing itself on the most efficient and optimal level. It is a part of our core design, and again, this is why food addiction is going to be the #1 battle we face moving forward to heal ourselves, because people are going to fight to defend their addiction to food tooth and nail. But eventually they're going to see, just like this current thing, eventually people are going to see all of us that have chosen to take a different approach to the current status in the world, and who've been vilified for our decisions. Eventually people are going to see that we're getting stronger, smarter, faster, healthier, more spiritually inclined. People are going to go, wait a second, I want some of that. Now that's a drug that I want. Sign me up. How do I get some of that? And how do we do that? We lead by example. We don't force, we don't Jehovah's Witness and knock on people's door. We hold presentations, whether they're live events or via the interwebs, and we present information, and then we answer any questions that are there, or we just put out the information and don't even interact with anyone. A lot of people just put out information, they don't even bother to interact. They have the comments turned off, they don't even bother, because they know there's going to be trolls and things that are just going to try to get you triggered and emotionally off balance. So that's all we can do. Lead by example. Present the information, drop the breadcrumbs, and get out of the way. And be there for people as they start to shift in their decision making. And that's why, with everything that's going on right now, all we got to do is sit back and wait and be there for these people when they have their epiphanies and realizations, and be there for them with love and no I told you so or mockery or any kind of prideful yep, I knew before this person, shouldn't you have listened to me? That's gonna kill the Christ oil within you. Okay? It's all about protecting that Christ oil within you from here on out. And pride is it's talked about in the scriptures. You don't want pride. All right, Dolores Cannon back on here. Dolores Cannon on angels. And as we know, angels are angles of light. They are photons coming in and received through the pineal gland. They are the messengers. And let's see what Dolores has to say about it.
An angel assigned to them when they come in. You can call it guide, guardian angel, whatever you want. But some people have more than one. It depends on how complicated their life is. You can have as many as 4 or more, taking care of different parts of your life. But if your life changes, it goes in a different direction. Some of these guardian angels will change place, and another one comes in that has more expertise in what you're working on. But as a rule, you have at least one main one that stays with you your entire life. And angels are just, they call them messengers, is what they really are. They are living on the other side, and many of them have never wanted to reincarnate into human form. They have no desire to. They like to stay over there and mind the store, take care of the things that are going on Earth. But they're just another being that is there. Everyone has at least
So, I like how she said, some angels are like, nah, screw that. Nope. I ain't going down there and doing that. That don't even look like fun. I'm going to stay up here and just emanate messages via beams of light. Boom, boom, boom. Here, you need some information? Here you go. Boom, boom, boom. But nah, you can keep all that human BS. I'm going to keep my divinity. And people still want to ignore what they see with their own eyes. They just don't even want to answer the question. Like, the fact that that stuff still is even questioned or even believed on that side of the narrative, crazy to me. Crazy. You watch it. That's a free fall. Free fall. And rest in peace, Tom Petty. Oh God, The Simpsons.
We're here to come up with the next phony.
No.
If your
children try not to talk about that subject. I don't want to get in any trouble. I don't want to do it. New Jersey Jeep Girl, are you still in New Jersey? I see your comment about the thunderstorms. Now, I'm assuming NJ stands for New Jersey. You could have moved since you created the tag or the account. So, if you're still in the chat, are you in New Jersey? Are you getting some nice freaking sky rupturing thunderstorms up there? Because the thunderstorms we've been having have been crazy recently, and I know everything that was going on in the Midwest and Las Vegas. So hopefully everything's cool up there. You're not going to have hopefully no flooding or anything going on right now. Hope everyone's safe. If it's just a great sky show, those are awesome. I sit on the windowsill. Get yourself a little tea. Maybe get your phone out or your camera out. Maybe take a couple shots of it. Just soak it in. Soak it in. Be careful about what you post for your kids. Yeah, you shouldn't be using kids to make yourself famous on the internet anyway. So many people are exploiting their children, having them do these dances and all this stuff, and there's just a lot of sick people out there. And why even put your kid on there? Kid, that might cause trauma later in life for the kid, because now people are gonna be like, ha, look, saw what you were doing as a kid. Look what your parents had you doing as a kid. Ha ha ha. Because you know how bullies are and things are in life. Why put your kids on the internet so you can get likes and subscribers and make some money off your kids? Why don't you get creative? Why don't you do something? Okay? Inspire your kids to be what they want to be, but allow them to come to those decisions on their own and protect them from these things until they're really able to make those decisions, when they can really understand the societal implications of putting yourself out there like that and becoming a target. And that's what this lady talks about. She talks about how there are very corrupt people out there. and they're downloading and saving.
Hello, sir. Did you witness any?
Just get your kids off the damn internet. And get them out of schools, too, while you're at it, as your reminder for the day. Get your kids out of those schools. It's just lightning and thunder so far in New Jersey. That's good. That's good because, look, a lot of people are, not to scare anyone, but a lot of people are watching New York right now over the next couple weeks and months for potential huge tsunami-type flood. You see all the warnings of nuclear attacks in New York and the symbolism of the Statue of Liberty being underwater, and you got the church with the engravings of the waves crashing over New York. So I've definitely been keeping my ear open to weather events around New York, or any kind of events around New York. I keep thinking the U.S. Open would be a time where they might try and do something. If there was going to be a group of people that was going to do something, the U.S. Open might be the time. New York would be flooded with some tourists. You'd have some high profile people maybe there. Like I know at Wimbledon, the Duchess of Cambridge, or whatever they call her, Prince William's wife and Prince William were there, and she was like giving out stuff. So maybe you'd have some political figures at the U.S. Open. Maybe a President Biden. Maybe an EMP. False flag event. Who knows?
The healing herbs for herpes.
Stated, disease can only exist in an environment that is acid. Only constant use of natural botanic remedies will effectively cleanse and detoxify a diseased body, reversing it to its intended alkaline state. So since I made the Dr. Sebi's Healing Herpes Part 1 and Healing Herpes Part 2, I get a lot of emails and DMs asking about the healing herbs. So we're going to talk about the revitalizing herbs, the herbs that targets the herpes virus itself. So before you start taking your vitalizing herbs, you got to make sure that you detox your body, okay? You're cleansing your body. So the first herb we're going to talk about is Pale Perea, okay? And this effectively suppresses the herpes virus.
The healing herbs for herpes.
Like I believe there's healing for everything. I don't think there is one thing in this realm that cannot be healed through nature and the body's internal healing capabilities, which is the most powerful. This is why the 40-day fast, the 40-day water fast is said, it's been proven in court to cure cancers and all sorts of diseases. That it is the ultimate reset of the body.
Lots of interesting things about the American dollar bill and our actual real history. The pyramid has an all-seeing eye. This eye in the pyramid is representing the Egyptian sun god. Above it, it has letters in Latin says Annuit Coeptus. Simply means our enterprise or our project now is a success. What project? What is it that's a project that's now a success? On the bottom, it says Novus Ordo Seclorum. When you hear people talk about the New World Order, it's on the American dollar bill. It's based on the ancient Egyptian concepts of government, finance, law, and the way the ancient Egyptians understood the world at large. That's why you have a pyramid. Pyramid is two words put together, pyra and mid. Pyra is fire, and mid simply means middle. It becomes pyramid, or the fire in the middle. Around the pyramid, you will see a circle. It has to do with Stonehenge. Stonehenge seems to be connected to the Great Pyramid of Egypt because they've used the same identical measuring inside Stonehenge as they used in the pyramid. Lots of interesting things about.
Rest in peace, Jordan Maxwell.
Yes, I know that I am high right now, but look at this lady. She's hitting a tennis ball against absolutely no surface, and it's just bouncing back to her. Like, look at it. How is it doing that? Yes, I know that I am high right now.
She said, yes, I know that I'm high right now, but what the hell am I seeing? Look, The Matrix is glitching. I don't know what to tell people. The Matrix is all screwed up, you know? Again, you can't trust everything you see on the internet.
Do a beginner calisthenics routine to do? Do these! Do these! 5 minutes straight. Do these!
I'm gonna try it.
30 seconds to 1 minute. If you can't do pull-ups, do these! Do these! 10 minutes straight. No. Do these! Do these! 15 minutes straight.
He decided to light a spliff. Look, you know the biggest thing you're gonna get from that video, besides big muscles?
Never tell me the
is the fact that you don't need, no excuse, I can't afford a gym membership. I can't afford to go buy any gym equipment. You don't need it. The just the basic push-ups and sit-ups and all those kind of, you don't need all that. You can get as big and as cut as you want without, those are just extra toys and gadgets. You can do it. I mainly am doing push-ups and sit-ups and, you know, stretches and stuff right now. And over time, I'm just going to continue to define and get more cut and get, you know, if I decide I want to put on weight and get bigger. But my whole goal was to get down to my natural frame and then, you know, start working myself up properly. That was my goal. Because it was also about detoxing the body, which meant I was going to lose weight through fasting and things like that anyway. So, but yeah. You don't need a bunch of fancy equipment. You just need to take one step in the right direction. And that's why I say start with 5 push-ups, you know, today. And then tomorrow do 7 push-ups. And then do 10. And then do 21-day challenge. And then continue it to the 90-day challenge. They say 21-day creates a habit. 90 days creates a lifestyle. So if you literally do something for 90 days, it's going to be there. It's going to be something you do from now on. Again, we have software inside this hardware. You are programmable. You can train and program yourself to create positive habits. What is this? Never tell me no. Imagine becoming a millionaire that fast? What?
Odds, Part 4. An Indonesian man became an instant millionaire when a meteorite worth $2 million crashed into his home. The rock is an extremely rare variety that's estimated to be 4.5 billion years old. This person was saved from a $300 fine thanks to this absolute bro of a bird blocking their license plate from the camera. This same whale was found and photographed 35 years apart off the coast of Mexico.
Negativity, you can protect yourself from negativity. And that's what stops most people, negative thoughts. You can coat your mind from negativity. It's a real simple exercise to do. I do it every morning before I walk out the door. So I walk out as a positive person. The way you can put a coating around your mind is with one simple thing, gratitude. Gratitude erases negativity. I'm gonna show you how this works. If you wake up in the morning and you start having negative thoughts, man, this ain't my day. I woke up on the wrong side of the bed. I'm tripping, I just don't feel myself. Every time you feel, in the middle of the day, if you feel yourself doing that, stop, just stop for a second. And start going over in your mind everything you have to be grateful for. Not everything you want, everything you already have, because what you have is substantial. Start coating your mind with gratitude. It'll change everything for you.
And on that note, I am grateful for everyone hanging out with me tonight. I'm going to wrap this up here. I'll do another quick check to make sure the world isn't ending and that, you know, Twitter hasn't alerted us to the apocalypse or the revolution or anything like that. We'll check and see what's going on here. Oh yeah, there was the football back tonight. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Still no trending about thou which now shalt be spoken of. Oh, Labray. Why is Labray trending? This was a show that I meant to watch more of. Oh, okay. It was just a crash. I thought it was about the TV show. TV show La Brea has got all sorts of, it's, you know, a big pit opens up. You end up in an alternate timeline, prehistoric, all sorts of crazy things. Just more truth hidden in plain sight, predictive programming. Cool, yeah. Yep, so it doesn't look like anything apocalyptic is happening right now, so that's good. You said Steve Harvey is a flat earther? Is he really? I did not know that. Okay, now that... What? Huh? Dang, I was hoping I could find... Oh, I love pistachios. Haven't had pistachios in a couple weeks. I might have to get that. You're going to have to tell me more about that Steve Harvey being a flat earther. What is this? This is my hot date is a flat earther, huh? We'll see.
Just on the board, we asked 100 men, what would you do if your beautiful date told you the earth was flat?
Laugh at her.
Laugh at her.
Tell her she lying.
Tell her she lying. Pass the point.
We're playing.
Let's play. All right, Sarah. We talked to 100 men. What would you do if your beautiful date told you the earth was flat?
I hope he'd agree with me.
Agree with her. I would. I just met you. We're on a date. You fine. You tell me the earth flat. That's cool. I agree. Yeah. Now, what do you do, Miss Pam?
I'm a retired lawyer.
Really?
Yes.
I'm a retired lawyer.
Lawyer.
You can hear that Boston, can't you? I'm a retired lawyer. I like that.
But I'm married to my high school sweetheart for the 35 years this week.
Really?
Yes.
That's pretty good. Dan, what do you do?
I'm an obstetrician gynecologist. So what I do is I deliver babies and I take care of women.
Okay, well, I think we got the concept of that. I love how the number one answer was agree. For multiple reasons, men would just agree. Hopefully it's because they know it's the truth. Simulation theory, flat earth. Here we are. The world we live in. I love that. I love that. All right, everyone. I'm going to make sure I start getting myself ready for some good Delta sleep. Get in those amazing dreams here. Start unwinding down. I love you guys so much. Thanks for hanging out tonight. I will be back tomorrow, hopefully. It'll be a little more exciting maybe in the world of this crazy world that we're going through. Check us out on Twitter, Discord, Facebook. Links will be in the description after the stream goes up in video format. And you know, let us know what's going on in your world and come and hang out with us. We'd love to have you guys. Thank you so much for being here. I will be back with you soon. One last comment. It says Jimmy Kimmel is too. They sneak it in interviews. Look, they all know what's going on. Everyone knows. And they laugh and they'll mock it. But look, you can't hide it forever. That's what the lifting of the veil is. So on that note, guys, I am going to head off and get some good sleep. I hope you do too. And I hope to see you guys soon. Thank you so much. Share, like, subscribe.